Dr. Felisa Wolfe-Simon has been searching in the highly toxic depths of California's Mono Lake and believes she might have found something very unusual. A tiny microbe that can survive concentrations of arsenic that would kill all normal life dead. And this might imply that it evolved from a totally separate biogenesis. If it is, then life developed on Earth not once, but twice. Hi, Felisa. Hello, I'm Dallas.
Hi, Dallas.
Nice to meet you. So,
nice to meet you.
Thanks for seeing me. So, can I just check? You've been at Mono Lake.
Yes.
And you've been studying some interesting stuff.
Yes.
Can I have a look at it?
Absolutely.
Well, first of all, actually, I should ask you why Mono Lake? What's important about Mono Lake?
Well, first, since you're in the lab, let's get you the lab coat.
Okay.
So we can not just talk about it, but we can actually look at.
That'd be great.
What we
That'd be
want to talk
fantastic.
about. So why go to Mono Lake?
Yeah.
So Mono Lake for many years has been measured by many different people to be very high in arsenic. But this isn't polluted arsenic. Nothing has been dumped. This is a natural, rich arsenic lake. So this lake has been around for a long time. Probably has been enriched in arsenic for most of that time.
So what have you got to show me?
So what I wanted to do is first show you, start from kind of the normal thing we might see at Mono Lake, which is still very unusual.
This is just some gunk from Mono Lake?
Some mud from the bottom of Mono Lake.
Okay.
And essentially you just let it sit on a windowsill. And over time, you see these different colors evolve or develop.
Right.
And these are different kinds of microbes.
Right.
And this is the same source material, or the same mud, that we've isolated a potentially very unusual and interesting, let's say, arsenic-utilizing organism. We just want to see what's there.
Well, let's have a look then.
Absolutely.
Shall we? That'd be great.
So you'll see there's nothing fancy about what we're going to do. Just take a little bit of the sample, put it on a microscope slide.
Can I have a look?
Please.
Oh my God. Oh my God. The toxic, arsenic-rich mud is actually alive with activity.
It's almost fractal, right? The closer we go in, the busier it seems to get.
That is extraordinary.
So as we zoom in, you'll see it's just teeming, literally teeming with life.
That's wild, isn't it?
So really
That's amazing.
So these are just organisms that were essentially laying in wait in the mud.
Most of these microbes are normal life, which have evolved to live in high levels of toxic arsenic. But by increasing the levels of arsenic even further, Felisa believes she may have isolated something very unusual.
So we have, in my group, in my lab, I've so far looked at a bunch of different microbes, and the way I went about doing this, we want to give it a lot of arsenic, right?
Yeah.
We want to really see what can handle a lot of arsenic.
So the more arsenic you give it, the more you're going to say, actually, yeah, this is something.
It's something that different. It's doing something unique.
She's convinced that anything that can survive this intense arsenic bath would have to be structurally different, would have unique DNA fundamentally separate from life as we know it.
If I could concretely say to you, this organism biochemically is completely different than we are at a molecular level. It's either a deep root, we share a common tree, but it's a deep on the root of the tree of life.
Which would be interesting in itself.
Absolutely. It suggests that, well, there was really one structural way to make DNA and to make genetic material, or there were multiple point sources of the origins of life.
And have you found anything like that, or do you think you found something that sort of is a prime candidate, if you like, for that?
Well, it's very likely. We think we have an organism. I think that I've isolated a microbe that's doing something very different. It can survive with exceedingly high levels of arsenic that would be very toxic to you and I and most other life we know. It seems to be growing in a unique way, and hopefully, very shortly, we'll be making a very interesting announcement.
And that announcement could have a huge impact on the search for extraterrestrials. Because if life started more than once here on Earth, then the chances that it started elsewhere in the galaxy are greatly increased.